Hello world, Krista here with Books and Jams. It's Friday, and that means it's time for another Friday 5. I should probably have more summery clothes on because today I'm going to be talking about books that I hope to read this summer. But it's really rainy and cold here. Summer is just not coming quick enough for me. And I know it's only May, but usually at this point it's a lot warmer than it is, and I'm kind of bummed about it. I'm someone who really does enjoy making TBRs. If you've watched my channel for any length of time, you know that I have hundreds of unread books on my shelf. But you also know that I get them always for super cheap from library book sales or thrift stores or yard sales, etc., etc. In fact, I just posted a library book sale haul where I brought home almost 30 books, and all of them were $2 or less, which is amazing. So I have a ton of books unread on my shelf, and I really enjoy making TBRs, but I also have a little shelf in my bedroom next to a chair that I like to read in. And on this shelf, I pull out 5 or 6 books that are kind of on my mind or that are standing out to me that didn't make it onto my TBR. Recently, I just finished reading Wonder by R.J. Palacio, and that was the last book that I had previously put on that little extra shelf. And this shelf is just for when I don't really feel like reading anything that's on my TBR, or I've completed my TBR, or it's just another way of minimizing the overwhelmingness that is my TBR shelves, because I have hundreds, like I said, and it can be overwhelming to look at them and try to decide something to read. So I choose a TBR. Those are my go-tos. Those are the first ones that I'm hoping to read. And then this is kind of like my secondary TBR. So the 5 books I'm going to talk about today, plus a couple extra, of course, because it wouldn't be a Friday 5 without a little extra. These are the books that are going on that shelf that hopefully will get picked up sometime during the summer. Now that I've done a 5-minute intro, let's show you the books. So the first 3 that I have are actually a box set. And so this is the only reason that it's jumping above 5 books is because of this box set. So I picked up from Book Outlet a couple months ago, I picked up this box set from Morgan Matson. So in here we have, and they're really hard to get out, so I'm not going to. We have Since You've Been Gone, and Amy and Roger's Epic Detour, and Second Chance Summer. Now, I've heard that some of these are cry-worthy, that they are tearjerkers a little bit, but they all kind of have a summer vibe to them, especially Second Chance Summer. I mean, it's in the title, although that's the one I think has made people cry the most. But then there's The Adventure of a Road Trip, which is always fun. I actually went on a road trip vacation last summer up the coast of Maine and love a good road trip. And then Since You've Been Gone is a story about friendship, and the cover of it is actually really, I am going to take them out so you can see them, because look at this cover. It's totally summery. I mean, sitting on a curb, eating some ice cream. Yes, I need to read that in the summertime. And since that's open, I might as well show you the other ones. Here's Amy and Roger's. Looks like a contemporary romance and a road trip, a little adventure. And Second Chance Summer, I think, will be the most emotional of the 3. She's sitting on a dock at the lake here. So those are the first 3 that will be making it onto my little additional shelf for summer reads. The other very obviously summer book that I have is this anthology called Summer Days and Summer Nights, 12 Love Stories, which is edited by Stephanie Perkins. And I read the anthology My True Love Gave to Me around Christmas time, and I picked this one up at Book Outlet when I saw it there so that I can read this one in the summer, and that's coming up soon, hopefully. And so I have this one. There's some popular YA authors in here like Veronica Roth, Jennifer E. Smith, Nina LaCour, Cassandra Clare, Leigh Bardugo, Libba Bray, Lev Grossman, Stephanie Perkins, of course, and others. So I didn't love all of the short stories that were in My True Love Gave to Me, but there were some that were super cute and that I really enjoyed. A short story collection is really nice because I can read 1 or 2 and then set it down and then pick it up in between other books and read a couple more. Or I might really love them and fly through the whole thing. But it's going on my little extra shelf, and we shall see if I pick that up. I mean, I will probably pick this up at some point during the summer. Then I have a children's classic that I picked up in my most recent Book Outlet haul. By the way, thanks Book Outlet for supplying my shelf this summer. And that's Pippi Longstocking. I love keeping a children's book or a middle grade on this little extra shelf because those are often quicker reads, and those are nice for in between other things. And Pippi Longstocking is a precocious child who kind of lives on her own. She doesn't have parents telling her what to do. She has a horse that lives on her porch, and she gets into lots of adventures and craziness with her friends, and it just sounds like a perfect summer read. And this cover is a Puffin Chalk classic, and it's gorgeous. So that's going on my shelf. I'm putting a not so quick and fluffy read on the shelf as well, and that is Firefly Lane by Kristen Hanna. I have loved the two books that I've read from Kristen Hanna so far, The Nightingale and Winter Garden. She's written a lot of books, and I've started to collect them from thrift stores and used book sales when I see them. And so I have a whole bunch, and a lot of the ones that I have actually have beaches on the cover, but this is the one, Firefly Lane is the one that most people have recommended to me or talked about. This seems to be one of the more popular books that she's written. So this is the next one of hers that I would like to read. So it's going on my little shelf. This is definitely a book about friendship, which is so perfect for summertime. This girl, Kate, in 8th grade, kind of finds herself at the bottom of the popularity and cliques and things, kind of feels like a little bit of an outcast. But then Tully moves in next door and they become best friends. And this spans over 3 decades of their friendship, and so the ups and downs of life and how they relate to each other over time. Both of Kristen Hanna's books so far have made me sob, and I'm sure this will be similar, but I'm just looking forward to reading this one that is a little more popular of hers. The last book that I'm going to show you today is a book that I just recently picked up from my Barnes & Noble trip a couple weeks ago, and it is the first book of Calamity Leak by Paula Lichtarowicz. One of the blurbs on the back says it's a mix between Margaret Atwood and Roald Dahl. So it's going to have a little bit of magical realism and dystopian, and it's about a group of girls who are on this compound in a sense, and Calamity Leak's sister tries to escape. It's not super long. It's not, I don't think, going to be as light and fluffy as some of the other ones. The front here says it's wonderfully strange. I like to have a little bit of variety in the books that I put on this shelf, and this has a gorgeous cover, and the story is very intriguing to me. It may end up on a TBR, but it's jumping out to me right now, so I'm going to put it on that shelf and see what happens. So these are the books that will be going on the shelf next to my chair. That will be my go-to kind of extra books that don't make it onto the TBR for the summertime. I hope I get to all of them because they all are standing out to me right now. We shall see. I guess you'll have to stay tuned to find out. All right, let me know if you've read any of these or if any of them sound interesting to you. I would love to chat about TBRs. I know that for a lot of people, they don't like to do TBRs. They are mood readers, and although I consider myself a mood reader too, I'm also very goal oriented, so making TBRs is fun for me. I like to see progress, so I like pulling out my TBR books and then watching that pile get smaller and smaller as the month goes on. That's very motivating to me. But I also am a mood reader, and so having these extra ones, it's kind of a combination of the goal setting and mood reading. What do you think about TBRs? Do you like to make TBRs? Are you more of a goal setter or a mood reader, or both like me? I would love to chat about it with you down in the comments. Be sure to give this video a big thumbs up and subscribe if you're hoping to find out if I read all these books this summer. I look forward to chatting with you down in the comments, and I'll be seeing you in the next video. Bye!